Hi everyone, hope you're doing alright, hope you're keeping safe and I hope you're keeping sane. Now, if you're anything like me, you are by now sick to the back teeth of reading and hearing the expression, save Christmas. But if you're a gambling addict, as I've spent many Christmases being, it's not Boris or the people in the Houses of Parliament making the decisions on regulations that will save your Christmas. The only person that can realistically save your Christmas, and indeed save next year and your future, is you. It'll all fall down to you. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because this Christmas will hopefully be my second Christmas completely gamble free. Now, I say hopefully, of course, because becoming complacent is really the enemy of recovery. It's a very dangerous thing to become complacent, because complacent is one step away from the terms like, one small bet won't hurt, or I'll just have a quick go and then I'll return to abstinence. So you should never be complacent. But you can sit back and reflect, and that's what I want to do in this video. I want to talk about my experiences of being a gambling addict at Christmas, and I also want to share my advice on how to approach the festive season and hopefully make it good for yourself and for your family, and free of a lot of the stresses that an addiction at this time of year can cause. As I always say in my videos, I don't speak from an elevated point. I don't speak from necessarily a place of authority, and I certainly don't speak from a judgmental perspective. If I am suggesting that you can save Christmas, I'm saying it because I've done it, and I'm saying it because I know how bad the alternative can be. I've been there on Christmas Eve in a bookmaker's, losing my money on fob teas. At what is supposed to be the happiest time of year, certainly for a large section of the population, what's supposed to be a joyful time of year to spend with friends and spend with family, and then to enjoy, food and drink and merriment, for want of a less wanky word. You're spending, or I was spending, the day before Christmas Day in a bookies, surrounded by people with probably a similar mindset, people who've got families at home, but we choose to spend time with strangers, but also incredibly isolated, in a bookmaker's, which I personally believe has to be one of the most depressing locations, venues to be in at any point of year, let alone Christmas time. I've also been there when November payday has rolled around, and I've got a list of things I need to get, things I need to sort out for Christmas, presents that I want to buy my wife or partner or family, and I've then spent payday burning through my wages online, on the slots, in the bookies, on the fob teas, and then knowing that I have, in essence, put myself in a position where, yes, I may get paid a couple of days before Christmas, but suddenly the stress, the pressure is now piling on, because you know that you only have a very, very small time frame with which to now save Christmas, in so much as, buying things for your nearest and dearest. And particularly if, like myself, you live with a family, and you are certainly at least partially responsible for, being the breadwinner of the household, and therefore supplying things for Christmas, like Christmas dinner, for example, and all the extra nice treats you're supposed to have at this time of year. If you need to go and get a Christmas tree, if you suddenly find that you've done your bollocks, so to speak, when you get paid, the pressure can become far too much. Christmas is a stressful time for a lot of people anyway. It's particularly a stressful time for those with existing mental health conditions, those who maybe have a sort of tempestuous relationship with family. So the last thing you need is to pile on additional pressure, and I'm really not just talking about financial pressure. There are many, many other ways in which gambling can really affect Christmas. The highs and lows, the emotional highs and lows of gambling, when combined with the almost obligation to be happy and merry and jolly at Christmas, even if, gambling aside, we wouldn't necessarily feel like it. If you've been up gambling on Christmas Eve, or you've been there having a sneaky bet on Christmas Day, that can really affect your mood. It can affect those around you, and I've been there. I've been there on Christmas Day having a go on the casino on my phone, and it takes you out of the situation. It can directly affect those around you and those who are relying on you to provide a good experience, particularly when you have family and children about. So I've been there. And what I say is this, if you haven't been successful in quitting gambling thus far, if you've tried and you failed like I did many, many times, or you just want to see what Christmas can be like without the added pressure of a gambling addiction, then now is the time to do something about it. As I record this, I am a few days away from my last meaningful payday of this year, the last meaningful payday before Christmas, i.e. the last opportunity I will be getting, to buy things required or desired for Christmas. Now, a lot of you will be in the same situation, and if you haven't done so already, now I implore you, now is the time to get blocks in place, to safeguard the money. Although, like I say, it's not all about the money. It's not just the financial aspect of gambling that can, affect the way you are at Christmas time. However, I've been there when I've been out Christmas shopping, just to go back a little bit to other scenarios where I've got in my head that I need to go and buy presents for X, Y, Z, got into town on a Saturday at a reasonable time, and I've wandered into the bookies and I've left the bookies once all the shops are shut. So not only can I not buy any presents because all the shops are shut, I now can't buy any presents because I've done all my money in. And I'm sure that so many people watching this video can relate, and that's one of the primary reasons I'm making this video, is so you're not alone, that I've been there, and probably hundreds of people watching this video have been there. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this every year, but now is the time to act, to safeguard next month, to safeguard that run up to Christmas, which, although can be stressful, can have positive elements to it too. But the presence of gambling will eliminate any positivity and leave you only with the stress and with the added pressure piled on top from financial damage you could have done to yourself. So what's the easiest thing to do? Well, the easiest thing to do is click the link in the description below for GamStop. If you haven't done already, click the link below for GamStop, sign up. It takes a few minutes, and it will block you and restrict your access to virtually every UK registered, UKGC certified casino online and any other gambling sites. I think it even stops you playing the lottery online. It stops you putting sports bets down online. If you're serious about quitting gambling, then GamStop has to be your first port of call. If you're not ready to click that link, then ask yourself why. There is no reason, if you are serious about quitting gambling, there is absolutely no reason not to sign up to GamStop. I'm not being judgmental. If you're not ready to stop gambling, then don't sign up to GamStop, because it will effectively put pay to any online gambling. But if you are serious, that should be your first port of call. There is also a link below to the multi-operator self-exclusion scheme for bookmakers. Now, thankfully, it looks like bookies may actually be shut this year in the run-up to Christmas. It's the one positive that I can take potentially from these new tiered lockdowns that we're going to be experiencing. So that could be a potentially a positive thing, but on the basis that may not happen or that the rules might change, get signed up to the multi-operator self-exclusion scheme for bookmakers. Get another block in place. Contact your bank, or see online if your bank offers a system or a service whereby they can block gambling transactions. This will then work online, this will work in bookmakers and in casinos or anywhere that is considered to be a gambling establishment, a gambling venue or a gambling business. They will be blocked. Do that. Do what I have. That's a terrible use of the language. If you have a partner, significant other, and you share a bank account, make sure all your money goes into that bank account, and make sure you get notifications to your phone when that account is used. I use a Monzo account. I do have a personal one which blocks gambling transactions, but I also have a joint one. And if I was to try and use that joint account, or if I did use that joint account, my wife would be notified by notification on her phone that I had used that account. It would also say what I'd used it for, where I'd used it. So that would prevent me from being able to gamble. And you could say, of course, yes, I'd go and get cash out and go and gamble in the bookies. But I'd have to justify where that money's gone. So do that. Like I say, no one else this year, if you're a gambler, is going to save Christmas more than you can. Yes, there might be other limitations and regulations, and I, for one, really hope that I can go to the pub on Christmas Eve, because yeah, that's one of my personal pleasures. But if we're going to get any pleasure out of the festive season this year, we need to take it into our own hands to make sure we don't ruin it before it's even had a chance to begin. Like I said, click the link to GamStop below and get signed up. It takes a few minutes. You will need to provide identity verification, and that's just to stop people maliciously signing up on your behalf, or people who maybe you're doing it with the right intentions because they care about you, but ultimately this is your decision. And if your decision is that you want to quit gambling and you want to do something about it before payday at the end of this month, and before it has the opportunity to, you know, ruin Christmas any more than the current scenario and the current situation already has, act now, do it now. And yeah, if you want any more advice on blocks and different ways in which you can prevent yourself from gambling at this time of year and at any time of year, then check out my other videos. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers, guys.